This is Tower Defense Simulator and we will spend 3 days for the first time. The game that those who watch this video, recommended to me. Thank you so much for every comment. If you also want to appear on the video, what you have to do is subscribe, press the like button and leave a comment that will appear on the next video. Let's enjoy the game together. The first day starts with a daily reward, and with a tutorial that we have to try to learn the basics of the game. This is how the game is presented. Basically, on that tunnel different bad NPCs will come with the aim of destroying our base. So we have to defend it at all costs. Our first tower is a guy with a gun named Scout. As we expected, it doesn't do much damage. I unlocked the sniper, and as we can see, it can only be set to height. Here I put my own IQ to the test, but it seems that the tutorial doesn't let us place it the way we want. The sniper does his job and eliminates all the NPCs that manage to escape, but we don't know if it's the same in the endgame. I got a Demoman tower. Those who have played Team Fortress 2, you will know that the Demoman from TDS refers to the Demoman from TF2. The game wants to show us that there are many towers with different roles such as range towers, splash damage towers, close range towers, and many others. It seems that 2 invisible NPCs escaped, but I think it's part of the tutorial to teach us that they are special enemies that can be stopped in another way. This is the most interesting part because we are moving to the upgrade system. Besides the fact that they unlock their ability to see invisible enemies, they also change their appearance. I really like the game, even the tutorial is interesting. I also unlocked a medic and a minigunner that have TF2 as their reference. Our first boss, the one from the tutorial, the model and animation of it makes it seem much more creepy. I successfully defeated him and finished the tutorial. I like the fact that the game teaches us how to organize our inventory and where to buy new towers. So, I am forced to buy the Demoman, the one you saw earlier. I will choose a brighter map because it doesn't capture well at night on video. To be honest, I don't know what Molten difficulty is, but I'll choose easy. I placed a scout and upgraded it because I heard it's a decent tower. I'll put another scout here. It's wave 2 and special NPCs with different abilities are already coming. I don't know what that skip button does, but I will press yes. We will place a soldier there because it should dominate considering that he has an M401S. To be honest, the soldier is doing his job, he has a good placement. What can go wrong? After seeing that horde of enemies, I quickly thought that a splash damage tower would be useful, and that is Demoman, so I will place it in the corner. It's wave 5 and more enemies are coming. I will do this with this sniper tower just to save some space to put more. The first boss appears, but it seems that we are lucky because that boss has no special ability. While upgrading the towers, I noticed something in the distance. It was a necromancer that could spawn troops, and that didn't sound good. The rounds pass one by one and we reach another boss. A slow boss, basically moves very slowly but has a lot of HP. This will create big problems for us later. Everything was going as it should. The troops were upgraded and in their position. Gravedigger, the final boss. I tried everything possible. I sold the troops that were no longer useful to me just to place new ones that were going to shoot the boss. I didn't lose because of the boss, I lost because of the breakers, so the game only gave me experience and some gold. After losing the previous match, I didn't hesitate and went straight to the shop. I had absolutely no money, I was poor. The next map will be Forest Camp, one with 2 stars. Once again we were playing on easy, because the other difficulty is not for us. I put 2 scouts and upgraded them to level 2. A sniper on the roof of that house. Unfortunately 5 enemies escaped, because I had an issue with the placement. I have placed a soldier in that corner, another one here and another one here. A Demoman for the splash damage. I only have 69 health left, which I find funny. After a long time of defeating stronger enemies, placing and upgrading towers, we got to fight the final boss again. Once again, I sell a lot of troops just to place new ones. Everything was in vain because a necromancer beat us, which makes me nervous, but I continue because I know we still have to play. I bought this hunter with the hope that it will help us during the match. I will replace the sniper with the hunter, but I think sniper is better. This time I brought my friend who will help me pass the levels more easily. His name didn't match how small he was. Leaving all that aside, I joined the party and entered the easiest map. I placed my towers and my friend took care of farming. Basically, he placed some towers that give us bonus money that will help us during the match. I find it surprising how the game also has towers that help the other towers with different statistics. We prepared for the final wave with a lot of max towers. I placed some hunters along the map for long-range damage. Round 39 is barely over. Molten boss is here and has even more HP than the normal one. I don't know how, but the HP of the boss was going fast. He didn't even get to the middle of the map. Rip in peace for the boss. Triumph, and I received my long-awaited reward. While I was gone to the toilet, he was sleeping on a chair. I woke him up and went straight to the store. I had 650 gold and I couldn't decide which tower to buy, so in the end I decided to save gold for the militant. The next map will be a bit simpler because I really want to buy the new tower. As I agreed with my friend, the best strategy on this map was to spam soldiers only. Literally, I had to place one soldier next to the round path, and the NPC would take double damage from the towers. From this moment, I only had to focus on upgrades. Splash damage will help us against breakers, those guys that multiply into several guys. All we had left to do was just wait until we reached the final boss. In the meantime, I ate a jar of honey and I hope the bees didn't get mad at me. Wave 40 is here, the wave in which Molten Boss comes. As I explained earlier, the boss takes double damage from the towers. Just look at how quickly his HP drops. The boss's stun ability wasn't enough to stop our towers, so we beat him this time and win a huge reward. This is the last match of the first day. With all the effort so far, we managed to unlock the new Fallen difficulty. Although I had an unpleasant feeling, I was still convinced to play the Fallen difficulty. You already know my strategy, so I will skip many waves until we find something interesting. Farming, placing towers and upgrading. That's what we had to do throughout the game. However, it was still not enough, because the normal NPCs managed to escape all our defenses, which leads us to think that my towers can no longer affect the final boss on Fallen difficulty. My friend places many electro-wizards, accelerators. This strategy still works, but from wave number 37, it already becomes irrelevant for the level of new NPC. Towards the end, my friend placed 2 commanders that boost the soldiers I placed. I think they boost the fire rate of the soldiers. Don't judge me because I don't really know the game. Wave 40 and we managed to max each tower. Everything was going extremely well. The boss's HP was dropping rapidly, but he summoned some troops that destroyed our base. At this moment I was very nervous and annoyed by the fact that I was losing because of some semi-bosses. I opened the shop and bought the new tower, Militant. Basically, he is a soldier but he shoots with automatic fire. We'll be back with day 2. In day number 2, I lost the login streak rewards because I was busy with other things. I managed to get my friend to play with me again and I entered the lobby. I was watching him enter the Roblox database to select a map. We didn't learn our lesson from last time when we took a beating from the boss on Fallen difficulty, and we want to lose again. Militant costs 800 and I couldn't place it, so I placed a soldier tower at 350. An enemy had already escaped and was approaching our base. This means that normal NPCs also have increased life. We farm and place troops, but it seems that this difficulty gives you less money than it should. Not many rounds have passed and we managed to lose without realizing that some enemies escaped. We enter again on the map with bees that we will play on Fallen difficulty. We try the same strategy with soldiers because we don't know anything else. Did you think I would try something new? Well, you were wrong. I managed to pass wave 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and we reach wave 10. All these waves seem to have been for nothing, considering the number of towers placed. The difficulty doesn't help at all when it comes to money per wave. I simply upgrade some soldiers to level 2 that cost 450 and run out of money very quickly. Only at wave 22 we managed to place a few towers. My friend had a helicopter as a tower, and to be honest, it's to our advantage because aerial towers can't take stun from bosses. Finally, I managed to place the last militant in the area where the NPCs take double damage. This hunter will help us with ranged damage. All we had left to do was to upgrade each tower to the maximum level with the hope that they will dominate the final boss. Well, a simple fast tank managed to get rid of all our defenses, something that worried me about the Fallen boss. My friend made sure we had an airstrike, so he placed many helicopters. There were 2 necromancer bosses that caused us some problems, but they had 14k HP, were fast and spawned troops. In wave 39, my friend said that pursued solo, so I didn't hesitate and I also flexed with my militants. We ended up arguing about which tower is better. I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking too, but the Fallen boss defends himself in vain considering that the towers are constantly shooting him. What I mean is that he sits still and does nothing, and then continues his action. That defense animation is useless considering that the boss doesn't walk while defending, so it's implemented in the game for nothing. Leaving things aside, we even managed to beat this boss. I get 490 gold and 100 XP. I was thinking of buying a money farm per wave, but I wasn't not sure about that. We are preparing to play the second and last match on day number 2. We chose to play Portland, another easy map. This time my friend decided to play Molten because he was a FK the most. It doesn't really make sense to show you what towers are placed considering that it's the same strategy every time, so we'll just move on to the serious stuff. In Wave 33, the breakers created many problems for us considering that they were breaking into several enemies. Everything was going extremely well. The towers were upgraded almost to the maximum, and the enemies were dying extremely fast. Here we go, the Molten boss is here. To be honest, I didn't think we would beat him so quickly. I celebrated the victory of the last match on day number 2 and received good rewards. Day 3 starts. But it doesn't start well because my friend couldn't play anymore and I had to bring my secondary account. It is not a good idea and you will see why later. I was thinking of buying this tower with a taser in the future, but I don't know how good it is. Write me in the comments if it's a good choice. All that aside, I tried the 2-star Medieval Times map. Considering that I play with a secondary account, I also select Molten difficulty. We start well, but I got an issue with my alt. My secondary account was on the phone, so after barely walking, I struggled for 10 years to place a soldier in that corner. You've already realized, but until the end of the match I will be a FK because I have to move the secondary account on the phone. I literally struggled for some time to place a hunter and 2 soldiers on the phone. In Wave 33, everything takes a serious turn. A lot of breakers, slow bosses and invisible enemies have escaped and are heading towards the base. Unfortunately, I lost, and the secondary account didn't help me at all. It was more of a waste of time. The last game on day 3 was played on Happy Home of Robloxia. This time I am alone and I will play on easy. I placed 3 scouts, and they became soldiers and militants later. With everything I had on this map, I almost managed to beat the boss, but he still had 2k HP and spawned other troops that will destroy my base. Today's challenge has ended. We managed to play Tower Defense Simulator in 3 different days. Please press the like button and subscribe to this channel and leave me a comment that will appear in the next video. It was me, Zap Player, your favorite troll. Stay safe, stay strong and stay cool. Bye bye.